I am the Executive Director for the West Central Community Development Group. We are a nonprofit located here on West Central, and our mission is to revitalize the West Central corridor and make it a vibrant place for people to live, work, and play. And one of the ways that we do that is through programs like the Arte Escondido Project, where we're able to engage artists from throughout the city to display their artwork here on the West Central corridor on streetlight banners.
Yeah, so my banner project, I call it Membre Journeys, and it's pretty special to me because it's an iconic subject that I wanted to do justice to as an artist. A lot of people, even living in New Mexico, don't realize that every native person, every indigenous person, Pueblo, tribal person here is connected to three original groups: the Mongolan, the Mimbres, and the Anasazi. So my painting is called Membre Journeys. The Mimbres, who existed thousands of years ago, are kind of still very mysterious. We don't know exactly what they're about or who they were. But what we do, we have hints and clues from their artwork. And they were prolific in painting these very intricate drawings of lizards and other animals and geometric designs. And it could be argued that every single piece of Pueblo pottery, those designs were, if you could follow that thread all the way back, it would touch the ancient Mimbres.
West Central has been a place where the community advocates have worked for many, many years to redevelop and highlight the wonderful Route 66 that we have. And as part of that, we used to have a board member whose name is Tony Chavez, and he actually used to say, Clarissa, we need to put some banners along West Central so that we can highlight the area. Through that idea, it's remained in the back of my head. And once I was elected into office, put out some holiday banners, which was great. But then talking to other community advocates and neighborhood association representatives at my place of work at the nonprofit I used to work at, and my boss, we came up with this idea because there's such a need in hearing from artists in our community that there really wasn't an avenue for them to start to showcase their talents and have opportunities where they can display it. The idea of Arte Escondido came about, a hidden artist in our community.
Well, what can represent the Mother Road besides asphalt? And, and what happened on the Mother Road? And what happened on the Mother Road is a lot of traffic. And there was the title of the artwork that the banner was made from is horsepower on the Mother Road. There is the symbol, because we're in New Mexico, there is the Zia symbol, and also then the Route 66 signage, the stereotypical badge, Route 66. You'll see a fuel pump, an old-fashioned fuel pump in the image. Of course, you'll see the mountains in the background and the landscape, which is pretty sparse. It's a desert. But coming out of the Route 66 sign are horses. 3 or 4 wild horses. The sign is like transparent. You see the 66, you see the route letters, text at the top, and through that, with the highway coming ahead of it and the highway behind it, you can see it, the horses are running through. And that is the basis of horsepower on the Mother Road, making a reference to the automobiles that traveled it in the days.
The Arte Escondido project is in its second year. Last year, 2019, was the first year. However, this project has been in the thoughts, in planning for quite some time. 2019 was actually the first year that the project was able to launch, and it was a very successful launch. In fact, we hosted a launch party here at the West Central office, where we were able to invite all the artists that were selected. And we actually had an art show, and we had some live poetry. We had both the canvas culture, and we also had the automotive culture, and we had several vehicles on display outside. And it was a really, really neat celebration to bring all the art cultures together, if you will. All the artists represented, and they represented well. It was an honor to see them showcasing their art pieces in their own neighborhood.
Being an artist, I take it real seriously in the sense that I acknowledge that art is special, or in the sense that it's a emotional kind of a connection. It's a feeling you get. It's not so much of an informational type of thing. And I love that, because I really respond to that when I hear a piece of music, or I see a painting, or read a poem. And it's something about that just kind of takes me by surprise. And all of a sudden it's like, I'm awake. So I think, that's the goal of all good art, is it makes you feel awake.
We're able to really make sure that this came to fruition, and providing the funding is one thing, but all the people who have worked really, really hard to make sure and make this come to fruition is another. And I just want to say that I am so proud of all the work that's been done in terms of the banners and all the artwork and the artists and everything that's happened. I'm just looking forward to the coming years where we finally run out of room and we have to look to other streets to display this wonderful art that we have in our community. So again, I want to thank everyone who has participated. I look forward to the coming years.
It gives artists an opportunity to express themselves, to show their work. You can travel down the streets, and especially downtown and some of the neighborhoods, and you see murals everywhere. There is art appreciation. Part of the community is the artist. New Mexico in general, not just the other cities around Albuquerque, but New Mexico in general is known for its artworks. When the city government does something like this and puts art in those neighborhoods, it shows an appreciation of those neighborhoods.
This year, we had started the project, and shortly after the project started, COVID-19 happened, and we were left with trying to figure out exactly how we could have that same celebration this year. And we were able to do a majority of the project virtually. We went to work to find other avenues or other ways that we could showcase those artists. And so I'm very grateful for the city of Albuquerque and their participation in this program, for all the sponsors of the program, and so many others that not only helped us this year, but in years past, right, to make this a possibility for the artists.
As professional artists, we're putting our art out there. When young people who are aspiring artists, they look at it, they all of a sudden they see an opportunity, a potential. It's like, maybe I could do that one day. You
can continue this kind of creativity and make a living out of it. I've done this my entire adult years, from, like I said, from college into theater into selling some of my work in Santa Fe. It has given me a good living, and I think other people, young kids, could also be led in that same direction.
This program is so important because it provides opportunity for artists where they otherwise may not have had the opportunity. One, to showcase their work. Two, to earn a stipend for the work that they're showcasing. And three, to have that art displayed prominently on the Route 66.
With COVID that's been upon us, it has created a lot of isolation and separation. So the Banner Project was a great example of, a bunch of artists from all over the city getting together and putting their best art forward.
It's important for us as an organization with a mission to revitalize the West Central to participate in programs like this, because it helps us to bring the community together, bring the artists, bring the residents, bring the businesses here together to enjoy something from their own people.